live over here. I don't know if it's even live though. Are you live, bro? I'm not live anyway, bro.
You didn't even send the link, so we can't even check if we're live.
What do you mean? It's on the
We're
Inside
not
Show.
live, bro. Yeah, we are, bro.
Alright, now we live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to it. It is the Evening Shake with me, your host, Xavier Hendrickson, of course. My co-host, Mr. J. Paris. What's happening, my brother? We decided to switch it up tonight.
Facts, broski. What's happening? Good evening to the folks. What up to the youngins? And bless up to the world. It's your boy Jay Paris, and we coming to you live on this beautiful Monday evening from Johannesburg, South Africa. It's the morning evening shake, powered by the Inside Show, and it's one of the dopest podcasts that you will ever
Coming to you live from the third world.
Getting high off the...
Nothing. Getting high off this word of God.
Getting high
of the Most High.
Getting high of the most high.
Big facts. Then, gentlemen, of course, we are joined by some guests in the studio. First, to my left, right over here. He's no stranger to the show, of course. Mr. Justin Jacobs. What's happening, my brother?
What's up, gents? Lucky to be here. Excited for the conversation. And yeah, let's kick it.
Nah, it's
Nice.
gonna be
Long hair, don't care.
Never, man.
Nice.
Here, don't care.
Can I introduce the homie to my right, bro?
Go
Because
for
I
it, my
missed this
brother.
homie, broski.
Go for it, my brother.
Been a hot minute. I think it's the first time in 2023, bro. So a happy new year. Hope you're in for a fantastic year ahead, a prosperous year ahead. Been missing you, bro. I know you and I on the show, we always have our differences. But
What? I thought we were cool, man.
now we cool, bro. We
Started
cool.
already.
But
Yeah,
yeah, broski,
that's it.
it's the one, it's the only Joe, the believer. What's happening, broski?
Yo, what's up? This is Joe.
Kick it.
Yeah, this
With
is
Joe.
me. Yeah. I don't even know what to say anymore. Hey, this is me, this guy. And I'm about to have a beautiful conversation today.
Come on.
Joe is like, I haven't been doing the social media thing since last November, gents. It's like, yo, this is Joe.
Joe.
Hey.
Bro, when else did you do Kick It with Joe?
I think the last time I did Kick It with Joe was probably last year, the beginning of last year. I took a break from there, bruh. But at least people are still pushing, like I
Next
still
slide
see
from his
views.
platform.
No funds for new kicks.
Hey, bruh, it's tough, bruh. Hey, bruh, the recession is tough, bruh, you know?
It's tough out here.
It's tough out here, man.
Out
You know,
here in
just
these
to bring out
streets.
new kicks
What's wrong?
always. Aye, bruh.
What?
So, yeah. So, I'm really looking forward to a show. But I'm about to be back. So, just stay in tune for that. Yeah, I don't know what else to
Preach that
say. Yeah.
bars.
So listen, everyone watching online, there's a bunch of you that's showing up. Tell us what you think about the evening show, because a lot of people were like, nah, man, let's catch this evening vibe. Because
But I
you know,
have to be honest, it was my idea last night. They wanted to do it in the morning.
Joe,
Come
tell
now,
him whose idea it
somebody speak the truth.
So, obviously, it was my idea 3 years
I
ago.
championed this.
3 years ago.
I championed it
Nah,
last
know,
night.
okay,
and
the
look where
truth
we are.
is, Joe did say, like a couple of weeks ago when I asked him, bro, please pull through. He's like, this can't we do something at night?
Yes.
Then I
Yeah.
can come. So he
I
said
want
it.
your show a little bit more PG, you know. So some kids,
that's it. There you
it's
go.
going down. It's going down.
going
Let
down.
your hair loose,
Yeah.
bruh. Let your hair loose, yo. Let your hair loose, bruh. Let your hair. It's gonna be a show.
It's gonna
today.
be a hectic show.
gonna
So
go
check it
down.
out, man. We're having a crazy conversation. For those of you watching online, tell us what you think about having a show at night. Because I know a bunch of people were like, nah, man, I want to be at home. I want to relax. I want to listen. I want to watch. I want to enjoy. Some of you are laying in the bath just listening. It's all right. Some of you are sitting in the lounge watching. It's fine. Wherever
Some
it
of
is
you are in
that
load
you are.
shedding.
Others are in load shedding. You're watching from the phone. You're sitting charging the phone in the car. There's also mwah. Thank you for showing up. Please do comment in the comment section. And of course, we have our old faithful in the comment section. I actually wanted the homie to pull up on the show, but now we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it happen. Jay, jump in the comment section there, please, bro. Feels weird at night, man.
Facts, it
but
does.
It's not.
It does, but it's all good. What's up, Nathan? What's happening, bro? He's on some like, what's up, gents? Facts, we actually do need that, bro. A beautiful time to listen to the Inside Show while cleaning
While cleaning.
your trophy.
This is
Oh,
So yes, yeah.
Okay.
some
okay.
shots fired.
I actually don't want to.
Shots fired.
I actually don't want to speak about it because it's like, let me actually show you something real quick from a United.
Yo, Braj, one horn.
From a United
While Jay is pulling up the United stats,
Are you gonna
good
now pull up
evening,
some
gents.
stats now? Because that
This
man
is
said he's
new.
gonna come with his trophy.
but it's
No,
good.
He's shining his trophy.
He's speaking about a Carabo Cup that they won yesterday, bro.
The Manchester game.
But now this is a United supporter, big supporter, Trey, that's on Twitter, big supporter. This was in April 25th, 2021. He said, and this is when we won the Carabao Cup. He's on some like, someone tell these guys it's the Carabao Cup. It's the Carabao Cup. Literally a tournament for clubs to give players game time, like the youngins and so forth on. Always an irrelevant trophy. 2 years on, they go and win it. Now it's a big deal. But you see, double standards.
You see now.
Yeah,
Jay.
let's
But
not-
anyway, let's
I
get
don't
into the
argue it.
conversation. We got a bunch of
don't
people
argue
watching
it.
online. Listen, I want to thank everyone for
Sounding
jumping.
insulting.
Thank everyone for jumping online. It's a weird time. Some people said it's not gonna work, but clearly these are more views than we get in the morning, bro. So far. So yeah,
Thanks, Joe and
guys
Justin. Just say
you guys
thanks,
are
Joe and
definitely-
Justin, yeah.
So South Africa, gents, hey, it's going down in Mzansi. It's load shedding, it's water shedding,
It's a
it's
sad story, actually.
It's
Bro,
load
bro,
shedding,
what,
it's
what,
water
what,
shedding.
what does the
it's-
top one say, bro?
Ay, load shedding starts in 50 minutes. While we busy talking, the lights on us, I'm a vie off, man.
I've been off some places already.
Hey, man, this is really irritating. I'm not gonna lie, man. I wish we actually switched over to Jen.
We were actually without water as well this past weekend, bro. So it's getting to that. To
So
that
the
point,
writer
bro.
is
It's
out
like,
here blowing the people's files, showing how the ANC is corrupt. Why are we struggling without electricity? Now they want to come up against him. But the truth is, Jen, the truth of the matter is we know ANC is corrupt. We know that the corruption is causing trouble. We know that the reason we are where we are is because plain down of corruption and all this mismanagement of funds and everything. And it obviously leaves us in a
I don't
position
think
we are now.
totally. What did you say? What did
We
you
are
say?
where we are.
Because of that, I don't think
Corruption and
totally.
mismanagement.
Yeah, not only corruption, but also the history behind the corruption also that led us. Because not looking at the whole picture and the history that also contributed to it also. And I'm not only washing this side, like the left or the right side's hands clean. I'm making sure everyone takes responsibility. Because I've noticed that there's a recurring thing about I have to keep it salty for y'all. There's a recurring thing.
That's why we asked you to
Yeah,
keep
there's a recurring thing that comes up, where it's only the new regime that's taking responsibility, but people forget that coming into the new regime, there was lots of stuff that was not working, that they just handed over to the new regime.
But it is deteriorating. We
Yeah,
will-
no,
we will concede
definitely.
that.
No, definitely. If you hand something that's broken onto someone else, it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, but
Everywhere,
then you
every
must fix
economy
it.
in the world.
If you're taking 20 years, bruh, at some point you must
No,
fix it.
what other economy did it in under 20 years?
China.
No, but China is communist. Come on, you have to weigh everything
The
into.
US?
Yeah, the US is still corrupt. Come on, the
The
US is
No,
the
but-
most corrupt
No, but
country
we're
in the
talking
world.
about
I'm
trains
saying
not
if
working,
we-
electricity.
What are
not
you
we-
talking about?
Leave corruption.
What's that
I'm
thing you
talking
used to
about
say,
they
bro?
got stuff that was
Debatable.
broken,
Debatable.
but still look at how quickly they sorted that issue out.
Which
We can't
issue?
give. I mean, their electricity issue, their gas issue, all of that.
It's
that
not
was
sorted out.
in.
It's not
it's
sorted
10
out.
times
Yeah, but
better
it's
than
not-
South
Whenever they have
Africa.
an issue, they go into another land, they take what they need, and then they leave that land unstable, destabilized. This is their thing. This is their fingerprint
But still,
on
their
the whole
people,
world.
but their people is not suffering like us.
No.
Their people is still getting
In the
electricity,
States, my brother.
gas, water.
In the States,
They
my
have
brother.
issues, but they
Homelessness.
have terrible
What-
issues. here.
homelessness.
What if we take
No,
Dubai,
take
bro?
homelessness out. Look
This
at
is-
the
this is-
energy crisis where we were referring to load shedding. That's what we're talking about.
What
No,
if we
we're
what if we
talking
take
about-
Dubai in such a short period of time
They
from
changed
nothing to
things-
what it is now?
exactly, and they also
So
doing
you
what
can
the US
take
is doing.
something, but
And
bro,
change it.
if 500 billion is disappearing, come on, come on,
That one hurts.
come on.
That one hurts, bro. When I
Take-
read up on that one.
Listen, man.
When I read up on that one.
Take a 1 billion, put
It
him
was
in
like
a pocket.
cut and salt being thrown on that cut.
Listen, Joe, take a 1 billion, put him in a pocket, fade out into the background, and sort your mess out. Don't take everything and leave us walk now, yeah? So that's to me. Now, the thing is now, we want a solution to the problem, gents. And the solution is, I think the solution is this new generation. For me, we have to influence this new generation. This new generation got to pull through with the juice, got to pull through with that energy to say, now we got to sort this thing out. We can't keep going the way it's going. So I'm going to toss up some thoughts into the air. We started off with the state of the country. It's obviously not in a dope state. But let's toss some thoughts into the air. Is there hope still for our young people? Look, driving through the communities, all you see, bruh, is people blowing with Oka pipe, people blowing on the corners. There's a beer bottle in the hand. There's this, there's that. Is there still hope for our young ones, bro? Out here.
I can say the thing is with this, and we have to obviously keep an open mind already, right? Whoever's going to inherit this country, whether good or bad, party, whatever, they're still going to deal with the fact that a lot of things aren't working. Those things are not going to be changed overnight. We might sit for another couple of years trying to deal with the problem and then go into what can we do next, right? So even if we take the youngsters and the lawlessness out of it and you want to fix the problem with the police, that's going to take some years to do because the corruption isn't from the bottom up, it's from the top down. So already there is an issue, so it's not going to be solved overnight. And if we're looking at a long-term plan, then yes, we can say in a couple of years something might change. But for now, it's not gonna magically change.
I think there's always hope, bro. I mean, so long as we're breathing, there's always purpose, broski. But the truth is, bro, our young people, we don't even, and this is a problem, we don't even care about what's taking place, current affairs and so forth in our country. When I speak to young people and I ask, do you all vote? Let's start there. Majority of our young people don't vote.
Yep.
So that's where we have to begin. They don't vote, and not just them, a lot of other people as well, because the thing is, what's the use?
But that has some major backing behind it. Every single time there's a election, the ANC does what wonders when it comes to playing on people's emotions and feelings. If they can target you because they know what you need and give it to you for that short span of time, it makes you think it's going to continue. And as soon as they win it, they leave everything that they've started. You've seen it since 1994. We promise you this, we promise you that, we promise you that. And the nice thing about the ANC is they don't just promise and not deliver, they deliver for a short period of time to grip you. And that's exactly the conversation happening now. They give you so that you can say, oh no, they're going to come.
They can give you a yellow skipper with Zuma's face on. That's all they give you.
I still want one of those.
A young parcel
And
as
they give
well.
it
an apple and a two slice.
A young parcel as
And
well.
they know how to get
A
it.
green
because if you
apple
can-
and a sandwich.
Because
People like
the truth is, bro, the big one is obviously next year, 2024. The truth is, let's be honest, and towards the end of this year, I can guarantee you there's not going to be load shedding.
No, it's going to start
Oh,
with
because it's
July.
elections, man.
Towards the end of this year, there's not going to be load shedding.
Now
There's
And Sarafina is gonna play on
Shedding is
TV.
gone.
load shedding.
Sarafina
Sarafina's
and
gonna play on
Nelson
TV.
Mandela things.
You know,
Freedom is coming.
but to be honest, but to be fair also and honest, going to how we started this, I think the next generation, justice needs to first happen.
Yep,
right?
that's correct.
Justice needs to first happen because this country is bleeding, I think. And these politicians, I'm guessing this is their mindset that this thing is already broken, let me get what I can get. Because only people that's desperate and greedy will do something like that. Because obviously I think they see that this system is not working.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
So
true.
there's a broken system happening like that. And me being me being a Pan-Africanist, I have to also consider that maybe this kind of system won't work here in Africa. And there's nothing wrong with looking at another alternative method. You know, lots of countries in the Asian world came with their method to help the economy and their people. Other world, you know, every world and industry does that. Every country, I mean, and Engels. Every country does that.
Wat in die Pluto gaan nou aan.
Hey, it's Slungu.
That word.
Yeah, that word. Yeah, and so I think like I was saying, so we're gonna need maybe a different strategy than just voting, because and also going back to voting and the way ANC plays on our people. Lots of people, I think that ANC plays on our people with promises, but the people keep on voting for ANC because people have been scarred. People
That makes
are
sense.
more
But also, bro, how do we even know
people are
these-
more fearful of going back to that old evil regime because now we're so far from it. It doesn't look so evil when we're reading it in textbooks, right? People are so afraid of it. They will rather live in this.
But you
world.
get into
rather
generations
than
that don't
know.
know that regime at all, bro. Like if you,
Yeah, but this generation doesn't vote.
even
so
as-
we're only talking
but
about
even
the
as
generation
close,
that
even
votes.
as close as
and they
us,
are the past people.
we don't necessarily know it the way our parents knew it. We didn't have to go into the other entrance and what. We were still small when that was. We were there, but we weren't like
But
in
do you
that
think
mind
it
space,
can-
space
do
of
you
knowing
think
it. Yeah.
it can get back to that though?
I don't think so, bro.
I think
Look
it's-
at this point.
I don't
at-
think
at
so.
this
Ah!
point, I
You
don't think
You
so.
don't know that. We don't know that. We can't make a statement so
Back to
boldly.
that, bro.
Nah, I
Yo,
don't-
bruh, you
No,
don't
That's
know
not,
that.
climate.
not to apartheid.
Nah,
Definitely
Yo,
not.
bruh, apartheid is still happening now in the world.
But look at it this way.
Apartheid is still happening now in the world.
Yes,
what you
but
gonna
not
say?
in South Africa. At
Yeah,
least
because
we-
it's not in South Africa, it won't
Yeah.
go back, but it's still possible. That's why I say we can never say that.
So
If it's
still on
still
our doorstep.
currently happening in the world, that means it's still, it's still possible. Humans are not that smart. We are not that smart and not that progressive,
Advanced, yeah.
yet.
But also,
But- but
I agree with
we're
what
still
he's
very
saying.
stupid.
Because the narrative, even we might think that this generation doesn't know about the effects and the scars of apartheid, right? But if you sit with kids who come from township and stuff, that's what they've been indoctrinated to since the day that they came to understanding. You don't like white people because of A, B, and C. If you look at people like this of color, they had a higher status than you did, right? So you come into that. I'm in a university space. I see that every single day, where it's already a thing of, listen, thank you. We know we are away from apartheid, but you still need to remember that you had a higher status than us. And I'm like, you weren't even there. You don't know what you're talking about. But because
Brother, I have
it's
to
shoved-
check that privilege, but you still benefit from it. Everyone benefits from their position that they had. Yes, you did not go outside to go and poo. You
But
had
I'm
street
saying-
lights growing up.
Yes,
So
but I'm saying these
even-
kids don't know.
No,
that.
but they still, even though they don't know it, but the effects of it still lives with them, right? People that has been out, that hasn't been in apartheid, still live in squatter camps, still live in the township, still live in Aldos. People are still grouped up like it. This is still an effect of
Yeah.
apartheid that we're still living with right now. So you cannot rub that away and say, no, now it's the new regime, everything is perfect. You are where you are because of your community.
Yeah,
your
correct. No, I
upbringing,
agree with
and
you
all of
100%.
that. Yeah, so you cannot rub
But
it
if you
away.
look at it in this generation, with the point we just made, that they don't know the depths of the scars. What I'm saying is that's the
But they
narrative
feel
that
it.
they are told. So they're
But
going
they
to
feel it.
stick to that.
But they feel it.
But so does the other groups feel it
Yeah,
also.
we feel
What
it because we're marginalized.
Like a
Colored
brown
people
group
is
gets
marginalized.
marginalized.
In university spaces, you are marginalized.
Even in
workspaces,
workspaces.
you are
the
told.
brown group in apartheid fell under the black group. So it's oh no,
But
now
now they
For-
marginalized.
Now
sorry,
But
now
never- not then.
Correction, now
Yeah.
fall under the black group. The only reason why they didn't fall under the black group in apartheid because it was divide and conquer, and then they separate the brown man from the black man,
So that they
because
can
the
fight
brown
one
man
another.
Is a black man. Don't get
Yeah,
it
but
twisted.
that's what I'm saying. That is
Unless
the
you
narrative
Cape Malay,
they fight
we're
now.
gonna go. Oh, no, we're going in today. Unless you Cape Malay, unless you Malaysian and came here from the east as slaves, refugees, and come work here in South Africa, then you're not native. Or you have native blood mixed with you. Because there's DNA tests right now that will tell you like where you come from. And who
But
you
how
are.
come
Brown people are black people.
but the brown people
Brown people
but
are black people.
I hear what you're saying.
100%.
Brown people are not being seen as black people in this current climate.
in-
You don't
we
be
don't.
seen
We're not
unless your
looked at as
surname
equal.
unless your surname
Not the
sounds
same, bro.
like black. You're not seen as that.
I think it's tribalism. I think Zulu people will see themselves as they always think we like this. The Sotho people will see, oh, they look at us like this. The Shangaan people feel the most discriminated out of all the groups of South Africa, feeling like they treat us ugly. Even the name Shangaan, if you do your research, it means not a nice thing. If you do your research, so colored people, yes, we're entitled to feel like, no, we're not being looked after like this. Yeah, we're not being taken care of, like this. But first thing colored people need to do, I think, personally, is, we're going there. First thing we need to do as colored people is take our identity back. Colored is not a race. Colored is not a people. It's a term given by a white man. We can change it. We can take it how we want to and change it. No, we spell it like this. No, it has a new meaning. It can't have a new meaning when it has been given by an oppressor in that context. You cannot take it. So first of all, colored people need to do the research, find out who you really are, and take your title back. Because if you find out who you really are, you'll see that you're entitled to lots of this land.
Entitled to in way.
Nah, okay, wait,
Entitled
just
to where?
you're going somewhere
I'll
else
leave
now.
it there.
But we
With
there-
our government, entitled where?
nah, you're not gonna get much anyway, and they play it in such a way
There
that
is
you're not
nothing
gonna
for
get
you. It's not even get much. There's nothing for you.
it. So let's go to, do we play into the, do we contribute to the corruption? You get pulled off, you don't have your license, you share over 50 rand.
Buy a cold drink for
Hey, bro,
200
that's a
rand.
tricky one. I think, yeah,
Because
bro.
me personally, I don't
Guys,
want,
be human. Please, let's not lie now. to the
no,
people.
bruh, I will tell you the truth, I don't give. I tell a man,
I
you must
think,
book me, bruh.
I think
Ek
the
gee maar die 200 rand. Ek het die
Ah,
krag
bro.
van
So you part of the problem.
I think
technically you
I
so
agree.
human.
You are part of the problem. We're all part of the problem. I agree with that.
Because I tell a man, write me the
our
thing,
leaders
bro.
have shown us
But
Let me
can
pay
we,
for
I
example.
think the
Yes,
question is,
of-
can we make it in this country without being corrupt?
Yes, you can. Come I tell you, bruh, I got
Where?
to talk.
Some people,
Listen
Now,
to me,
I-
bro.
but the thing is, some people are corrupt in.
But there's-
some
but-
people are corrupt in even stopping you, bro, because they want X, Y, and Z. Now you saying write a ticket, you're writing it for nothing.
That's true.
Now they're writing you a ticket for nothing.
But even when they stop you,
Yeah,
the
but-
first thing they say to you is, you know, we didn't pull you over for something, right? Buy a cold drink for 200 rand. Now you're going to sit with
Nah,
two
bruh,
things
you
there.
tell him no.
Do you want to say no and get into that whole conversation with a cop, and then it's a whole thing
Yes,
of,
because
do you know
we're
your
adding,
rights, blah,
we're
blah,
adding
blah,
to
blah,
the
blah.
problem, bruh. I say yes, and I don't give him the money, bro. I got stopped this week twice already, bro. I don't give him. What's wrong?
Are you then speeding now?
Yeah. So I'm saying I got stopped twice this week, right? And the one, okay, both times I was wrong. And I told her, oh, look here, bro, I'm wrong, book me. Yeah, bro, I told
It's
him.
the confidence for me,
I
book
told
me.
him, bro, I'm wrong. What do you, so the first time I got stopped, this is on Sunday. Sunday morning, I'm coming to church. He jumps out of the bush, he stops me, fine. So my license expired. So there I didn't do anything wrong necessarily as far as skip the robot or do something,
Ah,
whatever.
sakes.
Ne? So now I stop.
Corruption. Kyk vir
So now I
corruption.
stop. Ne? So now he comes. He
Why
says,
is it expired, bro?
because of lockdown and all this nonsense. So there I come now. I give him my license. He says, this thing is expired. I say, okay, yeah, sure, I know it's expired. He says, okay, so what are we going to do? I say, okay,
Can
so
you still drive with a
you're not,
license?
you're not supposed to.
So we are still kind of.
So
So you
yeah.
are breaking the law.
So you're breaking the law.
Kind of.
So I'm breaking the law. So now I'm saying, book me.
Yeah.
So because,
That's not
and I need to pay a fine for that. So he says, can I lean in?
There, this
I
problem
say-
starts already.
but I didn't understand what he meant. So he
Lean in, like come into the car.
Yeah,
Yes,
come into
to
the
have
car.
that
So I say, yeah, no
conversation
problem.
with
So he leans in. So I'm like, so what now? You must now give me the ticket. He gives me my license back. He says, sharp.
See what?
So then I drove away.
No,
see
but
what
maybe
Clates,
it's just
see what Clates is saying. 200 rand is a lot. Justin, 10
10
rand
rand
works.
works. You giving away gang.
Sorry, man. The
But-
cops have asked it's not of 10 rand, my bro.
Nah, but
Oh,
you
what
see,
did they
but
know?
here's my problem, gents. We contributing to the problem. Because now these are ones know they're not gonna apply. Because can I be honest with you? What are the chances? Because look, if they fall in that book of theirs, they must take that book back to the wherever the depot.
office, yeah.
And they must go in now. Pull that page out and type
a
it into
file.
the computer.
It's a lot
and
of
blah,
work,
blah.
my
Now
man.
what's
Not
okay?
still that,
What's
there's
the
still a pile of.
now? What's the chances he's gonna do that?
Well,
Come and tell
by
me what
some
the
police
chances are.
stations, they actually really do that.
How many police stations? If there's
banking on his corruption and laziness.
I'm banking on his laziness.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
banking on
his
his laziness,
laziness, that's why
because
you-
I know he's not gonna follow through.
Yeah.
Because he's not there to follow through. He's there to make a 200 rand. He's not worried about.
Yeah, that's
he's
true.
not worried if you skip the robot. If you drive
I
not
think
out
that's
the
a,
license.
that's a judgment that you don't know. You
Because
don't
what
know.
if
But I
he
do
is
know
one
it.
of
What
those
if-
people
yeah.
that's gonna say you gonna make an
Yeah.
example
But
of you?
I do know it because for the past since December, I had 3 fines. None of them went further than that. That's where it
Zakes,
stopped.
can you not expose yourself here?
Hey man, you a reckless driver.
Nog gaan
man.
3 fines, my bro.
But
No.
I'm showing you. I'm showing you. Not 3 fine, 1 fine and 2 being pulled over.
Hey, come now.
Where he didn't go further than that point. So the point I'm
Okay,
making
can I-
is they're not going to go further than that because he's not
Yeah.
interested in doing that. He's
Can I-
just checking a 200 rand.
Can I say something of protocol of metro cops? Is the metro or police? Metro.
It was Metro.
protocol, because they don't have the blowing thing no more, they are obliged to come in and come see, is there alcohol there under, or do you smell of alcohol?
Yeah, which is fine.
So maybe that lean in that you saw must have been maybe understand.
I didn't understand.
But you don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's a harsh judgment.
All I'm
to
saying, he
make.
gave my
Banking
thing back and he
legislation.
said go. But that's what I'm saying.
Maybe that was God, man, being graceful, man. Yeah, man. So my son
what are
has to
people
make it
saying
to
in the
church.
comment section there, bro?
What are you saying there?
Nah, Clay
Ooh,
is
I
also
said some
on some
hardcore
like, yeah,
stuff.
Clay is
know they're
like,
gonna
Joe, we
come
need
for
a
me.
show with you and Lee.
Yes,
Oh,
you and Lee,
thing.
perfect.
Now with
That's
that,
the
with that
colored vibes,
color
yeah.
thing, yeah.
But
So-
if we look at that again, I'm gonna say this is not a problem that you can solve from the bottom down. I mean, from the bottom up. Look at the facts here. If you check their salaries, these people get paid next to nothing. Okay. Second of all, their lives are constantly in danger.
Whoa, who's this
Right?
guy?
I'm talking about the police now, whether metro or police. Okay. People don't stop. I have friends and family that clearly say after 7 o'clock even, I don't stop. I don't care if it's a cop or whatever. Now think about it. This man's trying to do his job, right? Number one. You did violate the speeding, whatever of that space. So he's doing his job by pulling you over. And you putting his life at risk by if this man walks into the road and you speeding off, right? He's doing his job. And it constantly is happening around where people don't abide by the law in terms of speeding and all of those things, right? At one point or another, I'm sure these cops are also like, but now you go up, you report it, they don't care at the station, the brigadier, whatever. It happens. It's South Africa. So what's the next thing? Let's all be
But
corrupt.
my question is,
Finish
why
and
are
clap.
people not stopping, Joe? Why are
think-
people not
yeah,
stopping?
I
Because
think-
there's no respect.
Yeah.
And the reason there's no
no
respect,
order.
there's
So-
no
Yeah.
order.
When there's
and
no
the reason
order,
there's no...
there's
There-
tyranny. Ruin.
Yeah.
There's no order. So what if you stop and a cop is corrupt and they come
Snacks
to
that
hurt
night,
you
yeah.
or something?
Which
I know
happens,
that-
and
I
that's
know
why
that
people
makes
are
sense,
scared.
yeah.
But I always think at night you obviously gotta like drive to the closest garage or.
That's what people say. Drive
But
with
they
the cop
don't
to
care,
the
bro.
garage and stuff.
They'll say, why did you run away? And then they want to
Nah,
lock
bro,
you
it's
up. And all that.
nighttime.
Nah, bro.
And
they don't
also
care.
security
if
risk,
he
they might
decides he
shoot
wants
your
to be
car.
aspressed,
But
then he's
bro,
aspressed.
Yeah,
we
you're
know
right.
of we know of where they stop you under like bridges. Just this one bridge here, not so far, bro. It's dark.
Yeah, bro. But we,
Robots
Jay,
are out.
when we drive past this bridge, what time do those ones set up? 5 to 1, yeah?
You know, in
12:30.
You're
no?
talking about this dark road
It
like going
depends.
towards
There by
McDonald's.
Nazareth.
Yeah.
Those are ones
Just
set up
right
12:30,
Oh,
ne?
okay.
or the
Then we
breakfast.
drive past, then we say, hey, these are ones now, they're just checking now a chicken licken or something, or KFC. Then when we come back 1:30, then they gone. Then we like away. They were just checking a lunch. Which is 2 hours, they park a baki sharp, they both get out. Cha Iza. Then they jump back in a baki, then bruh, I'll be honest with you, this government and the way they're operating, bruh, is worse than Pablo Escobar at this point, bruh. It's like,
You see,
Okay,
this
you
is
just
Joe,
went
Joe,
right to
explosive
the
comments that people make.
Joe,
It's so unfound.
Pablo
bruh.
Escobar, ne, he made his money in corrupt ways, ne? But then he come back, he build a stadium, he buy the whole flats bread, he do. This
okay,
government
let me do
don't
this.
even do that, bro.
No.
They just take the money.
That's a lie. They do.
Wow.
That's a lie. They do.
Go for
it. You can look it up. How much housing they do? Yes, it's not the most, but they do put people in housing. There's RDP houses going all over the world, all over the world, the country. you know. You
Then
know.
I was living in an RDP house for 2 months, then he just said, "Kurukutu, there a roof."
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah. Yes,
It's not
yes,
perfect,
yes.
but they can still prove to say that
Yes,
they did.
it's not perfect, but there's still lots of systems that work.
find the cheapest. Oh,
South Africa is not the most corrupt nation in the world.
hey, bro, it's
We're
fast
not in the
becoming.
top 10.
No,
We're
we
not
are,
even in the
bro.
top
We just
20.
got grey listed now in the week, bro.
Yeah, that's economical, brother. The grey listed doesn't mean corrupt. Grey listed is economical.
Grey listed means we 50%
Who
not
grey
reaching
listed
it.
us?
The whoever's in charge of
The UN,
Of the grey
setting up
listing.
the
EU, whatever they call them.
financial hubs or whatever. They said
And what's
there's,
happening in the globe right now?
there's 20
Come
elements
on,
that you
guys.
need to reach.
What's happening in the globe right now?
10 of them haven't been reached. South
South
Africa with grey
Africa,
listing.
China, Russia are coming together to change the
BRICS.
money, to come together to change the standard of money to the gold standard, back to the gold standard. This is economical. This is economics. This is politics on the highest level. This is where there's this is not even conspiracy theory. There's FBI, CIA letters or some documents that's released to the public, then it shows you step by step how to destabilize a country. So you can go in and take its resources and stuff like that. Look what's happening in the country. Look what happened to past countries. Every African country that's going through something right now, it's been started
Way before.
way before by Europeans coming in,
Especially now, I know with
destabilizing,
China
coming in,
and
taking
America.
in something, leaving that country destabilized. We must all understand Africa has to stay destabilized and undeveloped for the
Correct.
whole world to
Yep.
work. If Africa can say, we're taking ownership of our this,
Our gold, our diamonds.
gold, diamonds, the world will
You
change.
flipping the-
You
the
flipping
standard
the-
like this
You flipping the
completely.
scale. Africa will be the first world, and everyone will fall down. America's money is backed by nothing.
And
By
our
paper.
and the gold is a lot of the gold is coming from Africa.
Exactly.
Majority
So that's
of the
why.
gold.
So that's why the gold standard is being introduced or trying to be back introduced to South Africa, China, and so now they making their own conglomerate. And what's the American one? They in Europe, the one that Russia is fighting, the NOTA.
NATO.
Yeah.
NATO.
NATO.
There we go. Ish, English, Engels. It's Slungu. Yeah. Nocta. Oh yeah, you got yeah. Yeah. So it's going against them now, right? So if this happens, they will destabilize all first world countries when they get this right. Russia. So this is now the first world, Europeans, America, the Western world. Let's say this is them now combating that. We should see what's happening, and I think the new generation, we should be smarter. New Africans,
But
we should
where
be
does that
smarter.
leave us on the ground?
Yeah, bro.
The young and in the street. What do
We
we
have to mentally prepare. Let us not fall into our fathers' footsteps where they were corrupt. You know, our leaders that they were corrupt. We must now mentally stabilize ourselves. We must mentally stabilize ourselves and make sure that when power is handed over onto us, because it will, because we're the next generation or the ones that's coming, that we now on fertile ground, we now ready for that power because there's great power coming to us. Africa is now finding itself the most graduates in the whole world, university, and it's not by a low standard like America, because America's standard is low.
Nah, facts.
Bruh.
Facts.
So it's coming out of Africa, the most graduates. Exporting, we're rising now, being the export of like smart people, engineers, you know, doctors, you know, that is rising out of Africa.
But these people are leaving the country, bro.
Okay, that's facts right there.
Leaving the country.
But
There's
also look
nothing
at the
for them
standard.
here, bro.
It's the standard of living that we have.
Because the
Okay.
thing is, once I have enough money to do, bro, I'm out.
And everyone thinks that.
You see,
Everyone thinks
it's like
that way.
who wants to start with load shedding, water shedding, corruption, and that. Bro, once I'm making 200,000-300,000 rand a month, I can afford to do, bro.
But again,
And
the
people are
thing goes
leaving.
back to none of this is going to be solved overnight. No matter who comes into power in this country.
my question is, where
these
does that
problems
leave
are
us?
so deep rooted.
What kind of hope does it leave for us? For me, gents, the only
It's
thing,
just
I don't
one
know
of
if you
those
guys
things.
have been keeping up with what was going on in that that revival thing that's happening in America with that
At the college.
university, at that college, yeah. I can't remember what the college's name is. I was actually
I
researching.
think it's in Utah or something.
I was actually researching it this afternoon. Let me just check in my history. But there's like a revival happening there, brother. They're speaking about 50,000 people flocking to that small city because people are just coming and they're just praying, bro, and they're just like asking God to show up and do things and whatever. So I'm thinking, bro, if something like that changes, it should
We
be
need a revival in China.
see, bro.
Like Western world.
There's a revival in China, bro.
Oh.
Asbury. It's called Asbury.
Okay.
Asbury. So it's the Asbury revival. So, bro,
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
what
to
happens,
them.
bro, if there's a revival like that and God just shows up? Bro,
Hey, Joe.
I'm trying to find solutions here because if you take all these things, bro, it's depressing and it's discouraging to hear about the corruption and the anti-ness.
Thanks, man. For some people
makes your
that
heart
won't,
heavy, bro.
that won't get, you know, the funds to leave the country. Most
Now you
people are
stuck.
gonna stay here. So it's like
Now you're
your
stuck.
kids are gonna go to these schools.
Yeah.
Your kids are gonna grow up in these community and neighborhoods.
That's why I think the best approach to this is equipping our kids, equipping the next generation. Because
Educationally.
this can only be worked out with time. It won't be overnight
Yeah.
because it's gonna be like at Rainbow Nation, fake Ramaphosa. What? That it's fake. When it's anything on
too
a
quick.
Yes, when it's on a large scale like that and it's so quick, then you must know
Something
it's gonna
wrong
be
there.
fake. Yeah,
Something wrong.
it's so it's gonna take time. Like
Like
maybe
our
2
friend
months.
Kovi.
Yeah, but it's gonna take a
Now, let's
young
not
and-
go there.
Well,
Facts.
Cozy.
Let's not go
Nah,
there.
let's go
Yeah.
there. COVID has shown it.
But
Everyone
the
has
truth
seen
is,
now.
bro,
that-
the truth is,
You saw it's a rope now.
but
But then we said it was a rope, they were charging us now. How
Especially
can you
the
say
vaccine.
that? Why you don't care
Especially
about
the
people's
vaccine.
lives?
But also, if you look at it, what's been pushed down their throat and the narrative driven there is to bring fear. And what does fear do? The decisions coming from that's going to be a thing of don't say, don't say, don't say. We're just gonna go. If anything is made safe, we're gonna go for it. And that's exactly what happened. It's the fear
make you
that
bum.
drove that. Take the fear out of it, and then maybe if we have people that would sit back and say, is something wrong here? Because even Pfizer's medical records that came out showed that they weren't ready to do that vaccine.
Yeah, but when we were saying there's something wrong, remember, bro, in the middle of COVID, we said, guys, relax. Why are you? No, you don't care about people's lives and this and that. Now we were right the whole time. Now
There's a
what
post-
must happen?
Yeah,
now?
there's a post that I saw. I reposted it and stuff. And it's like a speech, and it's just like random clips, the stock images and stuff. But that speech was so powerful. It says, "I'd like to congratulate all the people that stood their ground when everyone made them feel like you stupid for not taking that thing. Everyone said you backwards and you a conspiracy theorist for not taking that thing, that whatever. Can I say
Vaccines,
vaccine? Yeah, I can
yeah.
say vax. Yeah, they don't cancel us no more. Okay, yeah, vax. Yes, we applaud you. We applaud you for standing your ground and not being. You actually show, and that I'm not quoting him verbatim, but that speech basically says,
paraphrasing.
paraphrasing. So that speech basically says that we applaud the people that stood their ground, that was made to feel like idiots in that time. That you backward and
Yeah,
stuff
but
like
I
that.
some
But
preach
you see,
from
but
the
that's
stage.
but that's
bro.
the thing, bro. It's gonna take a youngin
That's gonna
to
stand.
that's gonna say no to corruption, because the truth is, the people in power, it's so easy to oortuig. It's so,
Yeah, because
so
it's easy, bro.
now
Especially
the
if it's a
truth is,
majority.
quickly
The
they're back
people,
to corruption,
but
bro.
now the truth
Hey,
is, the
threw me
people
off
that's
there,
going
mother-
to stand up. There's the thing called cancel culture. So it's like a
Hey.
catch-22, bro.
Yeah.
But you have to stand, bro.
But
We
you gotta
can't
stand
all just say.
regardless.
But can I
it's
just
not
shock
what
you
it is.
quickly? Cancel culture is this generation. There's the fact.
Oh, they
cancel,
can, Kev. I
they
dare
cancel
you, they
because they're
can.
part of this generation. They are us.
Yeah, but you
If
know it's
they don't
starting-
feel that
Yeah.
you are on their par, no matter. If you look at the age
They
of
can
cancel
cancel the
culture,
government.
it's from 18 to 20, whatever, 30, early 40s. They're the people doing cancel culture. It's not the people before
But the
them.
truth is, the media and so forth are
disagree.
controlled by who?
Or should I say debatable?
Controlled by who?
Debatable.
Debatable. Yeah,
And
cancel
if you're
culture.
not, and if you're not in charge there, bro, the media, what we listen to and watch on a daily basis.
They influence it. If you look
They
at the
influence
whole
it.
LGBT thing, bro, was pushed in movies, in music, in
Still
culture.
being-
It
still
was-
being pushed,
It's been pushed in culture.
like,
If you look at
worse now, bro, than
even
it's
like
ever
a
been.
lot of the even a lot, they kind of push you to reason in a certain way on purpose. And then everyone reasons that way. Now my question is, how do we get into that space and stir the pot there in the other way, in the other direction? And there are people doing it. If you go on TikTok, there's a lot of people. Bro, I was watching Jake Paul, Tommy Fury. They fought last night, nah? And they interviewed his father, right? Tommy Fury's father. And so he asked me, how was the fight? Da, 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 da. So I was watching it now before I came. Nah, the fight was good. The boys did well. Da, da, da. Then he says, and just allow me to say this. I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
bro, that guy.
I was like, yo, check us out,
no,
bro.
that guy's he's crazy when it comes to God, bro.
It's like he didn't back down for 1 second, bro. He's not like, I want to thank God. You know how they say small G
Facts, bro.
just because they don't want to offend it. That man said,
Small G.
I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And then he said it
you must see the
again.
one interview they had with him, bro. Like, a reporter came up to him asking, like, I think he got stripped once of a belt and so forth. And they're asking him all these questions. He's just answering them like, yo, repent and you will be saved. The whole time. Proper, repent and you will be
But
saved.
what I'm saying is,
The Bible says in John 3 verse 16, for God so loved the world that he says the whole time.
Aish.
Yeah, but no, I hear what you say, but when you believe it, no, repent and you will
But-
be
but
saved.
my
Believe in
point-
the Lord
Wow.
Jesus
my
Christ.
point is, Joe, if we can be there on that A-list level. Because now I'm seeing other ones, even what's this other actor that also is also a very popular actor. He was in that movie. Remember that chick that we interviewed that was in that American movie, and then Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
So he also now in interviews, he plain out says, "Nah, I'm saved. I'm a Christian. I believe
Mark
in Jesus."
Wahlberg.
Yeah,
Mark
bro.
Wahlberg isn't he Catholic?
Yeah, but he pushes like Jesus Christ and stuff like that, bro, in his interviews. So now, if more people, because for me, Tyler Perry was like in the beginning, he was like Jesus. And then now Tyler Perry is like, she's also woke now. I'm like, alright, bro, now you leave
For
us
real, bro,
walk now.
Tyler-
Yeah, bro, Tyler down gone.
See how woke has
Tyler's
changed. That used to be a
different.
beautiful word. Now it's woke is now used
woke
as a-
is like,
you see how
now Tyler's woke. I'm like, my bro, now you were pushing us things so now you're not there with the elite.
Nah,
Now
my
you're
culture
also
is taking the
switching
word
up.
woke back, actually. Now that you said it like that, we're taking the word woke back. Woke doesn't mean that, you know? Woke is when you woke, man. Not
Nah,
Tyler
woke has
Perry.
now become,
Woke's supposed to be us.
but
woke,
woke
not
now
us.
became if you push the mainstream agenda, then you woke.
Yeah, because that's how
Whatever
they
the
hijack
mainstream
word.
is saying, we're doing this, and you toe the party line, then you woke, bro. If a mainstream all say we go in
So,
here,
let's go back to Tyler Perry. So me, I was never down with Tyler Perry. The fact that as a black man he wore dress to like lure in and make entertainment and stuff. Historically, a black man in a black dress, if you can look it up, you'll see it's not a good thing, especially in America, and how they feminize the black man. You can look that up. You know, it's in psychology, history, textbooks. You can look it up. So. What that approach that he took, that approach that he took,
was on a serious media.
yeah, that approach that he,
You make people think hard, on a Monday night.
Bro, it's just Tyler, bro.
Tyler
Chill out,
Perry,
bro.
we have to hold each other
Just
accountable.
Tyler, bro.
We have to hold each other accountable.
Tyler?
We have to hold each other accountable. Tyler, bro, we see you, Tyler. We see what you're
Shame.
doing, Tyler.
Yeah, but what are you saying, bro? He's saying that he
Yeah, no, that
he monopolized the culture.
You know, sometimes you might have a good intention, but the way you do it is not really.
It's not perceived as that.
Yeah, man, it can be weaponized later on, against your people, against you even.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to be careful. Don't just go for the thingy there. Make sure when you're going there, you go doing it with your mama should be proud of you going there.
But
doing
yes-
it.
But on sorry, broski,
Go for
on
it.
what Zakes was saying, do you think that's where the change is going to take place once God starts raising up these A-list celebrities to
No.
turn to
God can raise
No.
up normal people, bro.
Yeah, I say this thing.
obviously for what it's worth.
I
the
think
fact
it will
that they
help.
on-
I
they
think
on
we have
that-
an obsession
they on-
with celebrities.
Yes.
But
I
the thing
think
is,
we have an
celebrities
obsession-
have influence,
They have
bro, and
influence
people
and
follow
power,
them and
bro.
people listen. I think it can help if it's
Holy
coming
Spirit
from
didn't
that.
need no influence, man. The Holy Spirit operates, bruh. Didn't need no
Facts,
Holy
Now we
Spirit.
hear- we
facts,
hear
we
you,
agreeing
bro.
with that.
Facts.
I'm agreeing with that.
So a celebrity culture, because that's a culture in itself
Yeah.
as well.
But
right?
people listen to those people, bro.
But
and they
if you-
follow.
Look, take that out of the equation, right?
People follow, bro.
Guys, their management team. Let's not be fooled when we say celebs push this thing. It's pushed on their behalf. The name is used to push the narrative. If you speak to these people, they'll tell you. Beyonce tells you as facts, I don't have control over my social media. They show me, hey, check what's popping on your social media. Most of these A-listers they not even bothered with their social media, right? Where the thing is the companies that run this, it's the narratives they're creating for you. So as much as we say it's the celebrities, half of the stuff, if not 90% of it, is not even by their hand posted or stuff, unless you like, most of these two people who tweet on their own accounts that say, listen, to hell with what you're saying, this is what we're saying, right? Yeah. So that is 90% of that world. The 10% is your Mark Wahlberg. The 10% is your people who speak out, proper speak out and rally behind their beliefs. That's 10% in a 90% world that's created and controlled by management teams, by the bigger media. They are a small piece of what's happening. That's literally the truth.
But what I like is a lot of people now in Hollywood is starting to say, this thing is empty, man. There's nothing here, man. I'm seeing the money, I'm seeing the glitz and the glamour, but I'm empty. I'm not feeling like any substance here. And a lot more people are looking now for substance. Some are trying that ayahuasca thing. Some are
Ayahuasca.
trying
And sad enough, bro. That's where the late
spirituality.
Yeah.
sad enough. That's where the late Keenan was, bro. If you listen to his latest album, bro, a lot of the stuff he's saying on that album is what you're just saying.
But
Otherwise
but according to what Luiso now, not Luiso,
Cabello.
Cabello goes up and says, hey, the homie started coming to a home cell, the homie started coming to counseling, the homie started coming to church, which shows you, bro. And even in that one song, he says, there's no point in flexing my Rolex, it means nothing anymore. There's no point in pulling up with this car, it means nothing. It's like they get to a place of like, okay, now I have those things, now what must happen now? No, want to know. And so I think there's that deep longing of that hole that's in our hearts that's placed there by
Emptiness.
Christ, bro, because only He can fill that hole.
Yeah.
No matter where you go, you have the money, you have the girls, you step to it, I don't know how, and you can't even count anymore. But there's still that emptiness there.
Yeah.
And only Jesus can fill that emptiness. And for me, bro, the solution to our problems is going to be there. That's my honest opinion. And obviously nobody will disagree with that. But my thing is, how do we infiltrate that space? Like I said, there are people on TikTok now infiltrating that space. There's a lot more people now speaking up saying, nah, we don't agree with us. This is nonsense. Da, da, da. People are starting to stand up now. Slowly but surely, people are starting. And the devil's house of cards is starting to collapse upon itself. And I always to say that. This is a house of cards that can't stand. Because now they're starting to fight one another inside. This one is exposing this one. It's like, there's the house of cards starting to come tumbling down one by one.
Because a lie cannot sustain, you know. If it's a lie, if it's backed by a lie, you know, built on a lie, and it's not talking through, it won't sustain itself. It will crash on itself. But I also believe one thing, and it's a very Pentecostal way of looking at things, where we almost want to make the world better. But the word tells us, the word tells us that, nah, this thing is going down.
Yeah, the
The
world
ship
is
is-
not supposed to be safe.
Yeah,
is
it's not
sinking.
supposed to. Yeah, that ship is sinking.
But we gotta save as many as we can.
No,
on the
most
way
definitely.
down.
We mandated to.
We're
take-
out here trying to hand out life jackets. Everyone's funny.
Yeah, you know, we're supposed to do that, but I think having that kind of approach, that this is about winning a soul one by one, you know, and not the masses, not the major revival, you know, because that major revival, it's a Pentecostal cultural.
But I think it
thing.
can happen.
Yes, it can happen.
It can
but-
happen both ways.
Yeah, it can happen. It does happen actually. It not can happen. It's happening right now in the world in different ways. But that's what we need to remember. That it's about winning souls here. It's about collecting souls and knowing that these systems are gonna fall on itself. Because all these systems that we're talking about, political systems, political, economical, they all based in not,
It's not founded on truth.
you know. So this worldly systems is gonna cave in on itself, like that. Like you're saying, the house of cards, it must,
And
It
even
must,
though it's not
because
now,
Jesus needs
it's
to come
going
quickly.
to happen.
It must crash. We want it to crash.
Bruh.
We want to see how.
To round it off,
start
now,
preaching.
but now,
Bring
big
them
facts.
now. Okay,
to round it off now, because the load shedding is gonna happen soon. But I'm saying, bruh, imagine the clouds open, bruh, and you hear that trumpet for real now.
Ek is nou nie ready for that nie, Here.
Imagine that,
No,
bruh.
honestly, bro.
So I'm thinking that's we're loving on earth.
But
So
that,
obviously
but
we
that
must
won't
be-
happen like that. I wish it can happen like that. Lots of things still need to happen.
It's gonna get
Yeah,
worse. It's
so
gonna
we're
get
gonna,
worse.
yeah, it's gonna get worse first. Then we'll know it's time for that. But just like that.
But do you not feel like it's things are getting out of hand now?
Well, there's a lot of stuff Revelation speaks
Yeah,
about that's
that
not
hasn't yet.
happened.
Yeah.
No, but I'm
We
saying
still yet to be
there's a lot of stuff that's
persecuted.
busy happening now.
No. There is some places.
I'm
where
not
we do
trying
get
No,
to
I'm
be-
it.
saying
not
to
trying
the
to be
point where
around when
everything
that
is going to be
happens, though, bro.
closed down and to be a Christian is going to be made completely illegal.
But that's already,
see,
but
that's-
that's already starting to
I can
happen,
see
People
bro.
having underground
But
church.
That's
no,
already starting to
it's
happen, bro.
starting,
And in
but
some
it's
countries,
not there
in
yet.
some
You
countries
understand what I'm
already you
saying?
can't say
Yeah,
certain things.
Definitely.
But I'm saying
in
it's-
China
it's a start
illegal.
of it.
Korea also it's illegal to have a Bible and to.
But I'm saying there it's starting and then the rest of the world is still.
Because if you look at what they did with
until it's not
COVID,
going to be.
if you look at how they enforced COVID, what makes you say this? They can't tell you again, yeah, you can't go out of your house now, you can't do this now, you can't do that now. Then it's the same like Revelation, bro.
No, but
because
it's
they did it
gonna
then in
come. It's
COVID.
going to come. But
They
it's
did
not
it in
there
COVID.
yet.
They put
I
an
agree
army
with
there.
you.
but
I agree with you. I have a friend, and we were talking about something like this, or we were talking about like end times and stuff. And then he mentioned the same thing. Like the Bible doesn't say everywhere. Maybe on this part of the world, this is happening. This part, this is happening. This part, and everything is already revelation.
But the way they did COVID, bruh, was like one shot for the whole world. They were like, everyone now, lockdown.
And
We
the-
all got the
but
same
COVID
lockdown.
wasn't
The truth is-
revelations,
The truth
though.
is, they were.
But
they were
COVID
close-
wasn't
they were
revelation.
No, I'm not saying
They
it
were
was
close to
revelation.
the
I'm saying,
bees, bro.
I'm not saying it was. No.
Bro,
Example.
They were, but they were close
I'm
to
saying
the
the
mouth
way
of the beast,
the
bro.
way it was
They were
done,
close,
like in
bro.
lockstep, like the whole world must now do this.
Bro, we
the
were-
whole world
bro,
now
to be-
do this.
Bro,
like
we were on
one
the
world
verge,
order.
bro. We were on the verge of getting a card, bro, to go out and shop.
I think that's still coming.
That was
We
with
were on
COVID,
the
bro.
verge,
We had
bro,
to
of getting
make.
a card, bro.
we
can't
had to
go
make
out and buy
things and you
X,
can't
Y,
I
and
don't
Yeah,
Z.
yeah.
understand what's so important about a card. A card is also not revelations.
No,
The card-
we're not
the
saying
card-
it's revelation.
I don't understand.
The
Like,
card could be the mark
I
of the
don't
beast, though,
understand,
bro.
bro.
I
The
agree
card is
with
the mark of
Joe.
the
It
beast.
could.
No, not the card,
No,
bro.
it could be. It could
A
be.
card won't be the
it
mark of
could
the
be.
beast.
No, I'm not saying COVID was revelation. I'm
bro.
saying the way it was done in lockstep
But
like
it's
that.
not just gonna
the
happen,
whole world
bro.
at once.
I think
It's
it's.
going
I
to-
think we
it was-
just witnessed
That's dodgy.
a
It was
rehearsed
dodgy.
act. I think we
But
just
that's what I'm
witnessed a
saying, it's not-
rehearsed
yeah,
act.
it's not
Let's
just
just
gonna
see
happen.
how it's gonna happen if we ever have to. So let's try COVID and it worked. Cool. Now
So
we take
it's
a
a
vaccine
mark.
and
People
we're gonna
listen,
wait
so
until
people
it
are
happens.
scared.
Of the mark of the beast.
Nah, I think it was a dress rehearsal.
It's a mark of the mark of the
I think it was a dress rehearsal.
But that's
bro.
what I'm saying. It's not just gonna
Dan
happen.
het ek
boom.
nou die mark because I didn't
I don't
wait for
think
the
so.
vaccine.
No,
man.
Okay,
va-
I'm gonna
Not
try.
vaccine.
Okay, I'm gonna try and
Not
be
vaccine,
balanced.
just programming
Not
our
vaccine.
mind.
I'm gonna try and be
Okay,
most
the
balanced.
whole thing was
This
done.
is my opinion. This is not fact. This is just my opinion. This is not fact. I'm gonna try and be balanced. I think COVID is a real disease. It got spread in China,
I do
and then
also
I
agree
think
with you.
corporate companies took advantage of this
Correct.
thing that happened, and they said, let's push vaccines that will make it better. We can choose. We can push it on the whole world, so we can get no globalists just trying to get richer and richer.
Money, yeah.
So I think there was a real incident that happened. I'm not gonna be like those people that say, nah, it's fake. It's everything is fake. Nah, it
was
wasn't.
real.
It was
Very
real.
real.
People died. People
Correct.
died. It's real, But I think corporations and companies
They
took
banked on it,
advantage
yes,
I
of
think
that horrible
I think
thing
the
that
way it was pushed was
That was untidy.
I think it was overly hyped for that purpose. Go get your things now or else, blah, 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 to
Okay,
make
yeah.
money.
There
So,
makes a
so
lot
the
of sense.
way they were pushing it was unnecessary, and now it's coming out where they're saying, "Why were you forcing this thing on people when you knew it wasn't legit?"
It just shows us the power that they have over our law,
Yeah.
over
and
our.
the fear that it put in people was real,
And the
bro.
mind
People
is a
were
powerful
scared, bro.
place, bro.
People
But that's
were
what I'm
incredibly
saying.
scared.
Fear was the driving force behind all of this.
Yes.
Take out everything else.
agree.
Fear was the driving force that created everything that we read in the media, number one, that
but
we
when you ask
saw.
me the question, was it real?
It was.
It
People
definitely
were
was
getting
real.
pissed.
But the problem that where I agree with Joe about the fakeness is it was the hype around it that made
It was
it look
overhyped, yeah.
like there's something else at play here. But the sickness and the disease is correct. It's very real. A lot of people died. With that we can't dispute that fact, right? But what we're saying is that the media.
But also the way people died, we can dispute, bruh. Some
yeah.
people were
Okay.
going into
Yeah,
hospital
yeah.
like, bruh, there was nothing wrong with us, man,
Yes,
when
okay,
he
there
went
I
in
agree.
here. There was here.
But for other people who
this man went
literally
in for
fell
high
ill,
blood tablets.
but for other people who really fell ill and that did happen, if you look at the media, fear was the driving force behind that.
Facts.
Because from one case it started and people were like, okay, look at what's happening in Wuhan, and then slowly everybody started thinking, oh crap, that's what's happening, and that's the onset of everything that happened.
And the
after.
people that weren't bang, nothing happened to them, and I was one of those people. And my
I
nose
mean,
was
I had
blocked
all
and
the-
whatever,
I had
and
all
I
the
had all
COVID.
the
Literally,
symptoms
I was-
and everything.
all of
I
them.
think different people experience the
symptoms
disease
different.
Differently,
and
yeah.
the vaccine differently. I'm not gonna. Actually, I don't want to speak for them. I was gonna say that I know they were trying to do good, but I'm not gonna speak for them. They were very untidy, they were messy, and lots of people got hurt, and lots of people lost their lives.
Yes, correct.
Because of the way they
because of
handled it.
chasing money. Because we know.
Because look
that
at
this
me
was
when I
push
took
people.
the vaccine, all the symptoms that I read up on for both shots, I didn't experience a thing. When I had all the variants of COVID, I was the one who passed them on to all of my friends because I was a carrier. I didn't have the symptoms everyone else had.
Did you know? You had it.
By mistake, actually. By mistake. There was a test that happened and they was like, let's just go for a test. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And it turned out of everyone in the group, I was the one who had it and
How
everyone
were you
else
feeling
felt
prior
sick.
to it?
I had no symptoms. I felt
And after,
100%
Once they told you that?
nothing.
Ample
I
word
was
and
so
it
much
bit.
sick.
No.
Mindset.
I was the one who said,
You are heavy,
You are
Chance. I must go.
not
Yo,
that one.
My head is sore.
Not that one. All my
5 minutes
friends,
ago, nah, sharp as
all
a
my
knife.
friends unfortunately fell to that. But I didn't.
Bruh, I saw that thing first, and there was nothing wrong with us, man. 2 minutes ago, we get that thing. Hey, let me go lay in bed, yo.
And I feel hot.
I'm so my hot.
With me, it didn't. If when I found out I had it, I was like, okay, so what's the next step? They said no, isolate. I was like, sharp, phone to work. I'm like, listen, A, B, and C, ek is by die huis, ek blom. And I didn't have any problem. I didn't cough. I didn't have the headaches. I didn't have the fever. Nothing. I was asymptomatic, but yet I was a carrier of the disease.
And we need to be proud as Africa because we really held it down. with
Now
COVID.
we did it.
No, we
So,
did.
Jess, is there hope? The question is in our last couple of minutes. Is there hope still for us?
I think there is.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes, there is hope. Like you said, I wanna echo that. I think we need to come back to spirituality. You know, find the Lord. You know, and I think that's where hope lies. You know, and that will infect our lives to treat our fellow man better. And then there, I think that will make everything better. Justice needs to start with that. You know, speaking in the context of our country.
Yeah.
Speaking in the context of our country, I'm gonna go there. I have to continue.
Remember, we
with
only
my,
have 4 minutes.
yeah, okay, yeah. I'm gonna continue with my same energy, and not go soft here at the end. Yeah. So I'm gonna say, for things to become better, it is not facts. This is my point of view. We need to be accountable for the wrongs that we did
Correct.
and how we disadvantaged other people.
Yes.
That has snowballed into this ugliness and this corruption and this just nonsense that's going on in our country. So we
Correct.
need to start from the root, make justice there, and then it will snowball into every aspect of the country, government, people loving each other and stuff like it, being accommodating to each other, and then that will be okay. And then the only way to get that authentically is through Yahweh.
Come on.
Just on your side?
I totally think there's hope, and I think the verse that gives me the most hope out of everything is just the fact that God says in His Word that in the last days, He's going to pour out His Spirit over everyone. So everyone is going to have the Jesus experience that we're longing for in the last days, and I think that will spark the revival that we want, number one, and the revolution that this country is looking for, because at the end of it, a lot of things that is broken in this country come from a lack of a stability of love. There's no love amongst our people, right? And I think if God pours that out as much as He pours out everything else for everyone else, then our country can start the healing process and something can happen there. So I definitely think there's hope, and I know for a fact that Christ is the only way out of this. There's nothing else that can work.
Come on.
Christ is the answer for literally all the problems that we're facing right now.
Jay, 1
Yeah,
minute.
bro.
So
Thanks,
I
bro.
wanna
We
round it off
have 2
before the
minutes.
lights
We
go
have
off.
2 minutes, bro. So 1 minute,
Yeah.
bro. So yeah, nah, facts, broski. Like I started off, I said, so long as we're breathing, there's always purpose, bro.
Come on.
So the Bible also says that if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, turn from their wicked ways, that's where it needs to start, bro.
Yep, I'll heal their land.
We'll heal the land,
Yes,
bro.
correct.
So there's definitely a hope, but I think it comes down to us.
That's powerful.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to call it a night. It's weird. We're going to carry on again the
Call it a
conversation.
night.
We're going to start bringing in other young people. And this was a dope conversation. Thank you, gents, for coming through. We're also going to bring some ladies through just to spice it up and change the feel and
Just
look.
one thing. Oh, and apologies for not getting to all the comments.
Comments.
but
Yeah.
we'll
So
get-
we got Nate, we got Michaela, we got, and then of course I saw
We got Clates
Clay
building
and
as well.
I also saw Annalise.
and Mr. Juan Horn. What's
Mr.
up,
Juan
broski?
Horn. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one. We're gonna carry on. If you vibe with the evening shows, thank you so much. And then see you on the next one. Love you. Goodbye. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to it.
Good morning to the folks. What up to the youngins and bless up to the world.
And then Jay just put your info on blast like that.
It's what the people want to know, bro. My bad.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.